Stacy, how are you? Out there protesting or what? Huh. Okay, this afternoon we did some polyrhythms. You have a sheet on polyrhythms I sent you. 3 against 2, 3 against 4. And we're going to continue on that. Hello, Bob. How are you? Did you understand it, Stacy? I'm very early, so we're going to wait for this to populate. But anyway, how you making out with the rebound? Having martinis. Absolutely. But the thing is, I mean, I don't know how you could hold your alcohol, man, but, you got to have a straight, clear head when you're doing things like this. You're subdividing in your mind, and then you have 4 limbs working. So I'm doing, say, 8th note triplets with my left hand, and with my right hand, I'm doing 8th notes and all the variables that I can come up with. I mean, the 3 against 2, when you first learn it, it seems very difficult, So, let me see. Okay. When I'm doing the 3, okay, with my left hand, I'm subdividing that as the triplet as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Now to get the 2 in there, I have to open that up a little bit again. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and. I just split it up with the bass drum. Now we did some exercises like alternating triplets on the top. Or no, the first one we did was we had the one surface exercise as 3 rights, R equals to 3 rights, L equals 3 lefts. You remember that one, Stacy? Now guys, I'm directing it at Stacy because she wasn't here this afternoon. I'm only kidding. I get dizzy when I do this stuff. Now, do you remember that exercise on one surface for the hands? It's actually the first exercise, I believe, in the stick control book formula. Remember that? So what we're going to do is we're going to play 3 triplets with the right. We'll do line 1 of stick control book. A little faster. Okay, you understand that? Yes, no? Now, I'm working on writing them all out. How you doing, Paul? Yeah, it also makes you a little bit dizzy. It makes you get that vertigo stuff going on. Has anybody in here experienced having vertigo? It's really not a good place to be, man. It just comes on me once in a while. And it's like, everything you see is going around in circles. And that's called vertigo. I don't know, your equilibrium is a little bit off balance by then. It comes and it goes. You've had vertigo, Stacy? How about you, Paul? How about you, Bob? How you doing, Marcio? Okay, so what we're going to do, now we've got enough people in here. Let's go backwards a little bit, and we're going to do 3 triplets, and we're going to do the formula R equals 3 rights, L equals 3 lefts. And I'm referencing off the first line of stick control book as R, 3 rights, L, 3 lefts. But I'm thinking of the triplet not as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm thinking of the triplet as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to play eighth notes with my bass drum. 1, 2, 3, 1. Go to line 3, 2 rights, 2 lefts. Now, that's one way. I'm writing it out for everybody. Like I said before this afternoon, I can't promise me you're going to get it tomorrow morning or even by Friday or maybe Monday you might be able to get some of it. But it's almost going to be like a booklet. And it's free to everybody, okay? All right, now that's the one way we came up with. First we took the 3 against 2. You can play 3 with the right hand, 2 with the left hand. That's another combination. Or you could play 3 with the left hand and 2 with the bass drum. Or 3 with the right, 2 with the bass drum. All different kind of combinations. Now the next guy I would like to do is if you're doing full strokes with the stick control book, like 1. That's actually 2 beats to the 2 strokes to the downbeat, the eighth note. So now we're going to put the bass drum in, playing eighth note triplets. Paradiddle. We all get that? I have pills for that, Paul. But this prescription I got from the doctor, man, puts me to sleep. Whoa. Which is okay. I could use the sleep. So we're going to come up with a lot of different combinations with the 3 against 2. Now, you sort of get it. What don't you get? I'm playing eighth notes on the top. Okay? The last one you don't get, Paul. I'm playing, like if I was playing stick control book without 3 against 2, just on the drum pad or the snare drum, full strokes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's actually 2. If I play my bass drum 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 2 against 1. I mean, technically that's what it is. But it's quarter notes and eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm going to say, all right, I want to play triplets on the bottom against that. My right foot's going to go crazy with triplets. Okay, so you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1. I'm following the sticking on line 1 and my bottom is doing triplets. And when I write it out, I'm going to label it so we do a whole lesson on a couple pages of that. That's 3 against 2. Okay, now, did you say, Robert, do you have double bass drums, Robert? And Stacy has double bass drums. Marcio, Hoist, how are you? Where you been? Well, you want me to break it down a little bit more, Paul? Okay, if you were playing eighth notes with the left hand and eighth note triplets with the right hand, that's exactly what we're doing. Okay. Double bass drums. Now, this is a new area for me as well. I'm going to play triplets with the bass drums. 1, 2, 3. I'm hitting that action on the 1. Now, you're alternating the triplets on the bottom, okay? And on the top now, you're going to play the stick control book down. Okay, then for the guys that don't have the double beaters, crazy, but I'm going to write it all out. I don't expect you to pick it up. And that's 3 against 2. You understand that, Robert? That's not easy. Hoist, did you watch the video from this afternoon? Well, that's a good thing for you, Hoist. Anytime you can sit down behind your drum set and play music, man, do it. It's a gift. Very few people go to or have. You're creating vibrations throughout the world. Huh. Okay. I'm going to write it out, Robert, okay? I'm just giving you an oversight of it. Now, that should do enough. Well, the 3 against 2, we can go into the syncopation book, okay? And this is a lot of subdivision. So what we're going to do is we're going to play 3 against 2. 3 is going to be the bass drum. 1, 2, 3. The left hand is going to be the top, okay? So we're going to go to the syncopation book. I'm going to start off simple. We're going to go to lesson 4, page 10. Now I have a lot of different options here. The first one I want to explain is playing the 8th note triplet with the bass drum and reading the melody line with the left hand. So we have 1, 2, 3. Want to go faster? Or you could do it with the right hand. Do we understand that? That's a pretty simple page. What is this? Oh, ouch. Do you know they blocked it unless I approved that because you said shit? Unbelievable. Yeah, okay. It's basically the same thing. I'm just getting a little bit stronger with it because everybody who was here this afternoon should know, get a better view of it. All right, I'm going to take a page. Now notice I skipped the dotted 8th note. That's coming soon. And with the triplet, and it's a part of 3 against 4. So let's go to page 20. Obviously, the first thing you want to do is be able to read this on one surface. I'm going to play it a little up-tempo if you guys don't mind. Like... Line 3. Line 3 again. Can we all read it on one surface like that? Even if you read it like this, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and not a problem. But the thing is to understand how to read that first. Do we all know how to read that? Now we're going to start with this 3 against 4. You see the first grouping of 4, the 16th notes, 1 E and That's a grouping of 4. I know you can, Paul. All right, so now let's say let's play the line, and I'm going to refer to the line as the melody. It's a 4-measure increment. So the first thing we're going to do is play 8th note triplets on the snare drum with the left hand, and we're going to play the melody line with the bass drum. But what I normally do is I loosen up and get the feel for 3 against 4. It's an unusual thing, you know. Okay, so now I'm going to play that line. Wait a minute, I'm doing the 4 up on top. Do the 3 on, you're doing the 4 on the bottom. Well, the 3, let's do the 3. Wait a minute, 3 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3. So we got line 2. Do we understand it? Actually, what I should have done before I even turned to this page, and it's my bad, I'm sorry. We did the triplets with the stick control book, and we played the 2 on the bottom. We did the 2, then we did the 2 on the top, and we did the 3 on the bottom. Now, and I explained the one surface. That was that exercise. Now, there was another exercise I've given you in the past where R is equal to 4 rights and L is equal to 4 lefts. Darren M. Darren, is this your first time? Or Joe Smith? Darren, is this your first time here? Okay, so now let's go to the stick control book. Darren, you weren't here. I mean, Joe Smith or Joe Shields, whatever his name is. And we took the stick control book and we did a one surface exercise. We did it in full strokes, half strokes, and quarter strokes. So let's do it in half strokes as R equals 4 rights. That's 4/16. L equals 4 lefts, or becomes 4 lefts. That's another 16. So if I did the first right, left, right sequence, I'd have 1 E and 2. Do we remember that exercise? Do we remember that, guys? 1 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a boom. So we're doing the 4 actually on the top. And now we're going to throw the bass drum in on the 3. That's the first line. Okay, ouch. Thank you, Stacy. Dimitri. Who's Dimitri? All right. Yeah, we got 2 new guys in here. We have Dimitri and Darren. Dimitri, tell us where you're from. Darren, tell us where you're from and how long you guys been playing. And if you have any questions, yeah, we're doing 3 over 4 or 3 against 4. Right, Dimitri? All right, Darren, where are you guys from? Dimitri and Darren. I'm doing the 3 with the bass drum. 1, 2, 3, and I'm doing the 4 with the snare drum. I'll just do 3 against 4, snare drum and bass drum only. But notice now how I did the levels there. Now we're doing the first guy, the first line, but you're extending the 3, like for example, the 4 rather. If I did line 3, that's 2 rights and 2 lefts. The R becomes the 4 rights, so you have 2 in a row. So you have 1, 2, left, left, 4. Now you're going to do them against the 3. Now, if any of you guys want the PDFs, the new guys, and Joe, I don't know who to send the PDFs to. Oh boy. Okay, well, good for Dom. You're doing Skype lessons with him, I guess. Anyway, Dimitri, if you want the PDFs for these, you email me. I'll put you on my mailing list. And I'll send you, and as soon as I finish, I will send you all the PDFs. Same thing with you, Darren. I have them all written out, all different kinds of combinations. This is the beginning of an endless journey with polyrhythms. Now, polyrhythms make simple straight ahead rhythms simple. All right, so you're really like developing, you're splitting your brain. You're doing 3 or 4 or 5 different things at one time. You're reading, you have an exercise going, you have a 16th notes against 8th note triplets. There's a lot of things going on. Okay? We understand that. Now, I'd like to go back into the stick control, to the syncopation book, because now you were doing the 4 against the 3 with the stick control book. Remember that one that we just did? 1. So if you look at the first line, that's page 20. You're playing it. So now we're going to play that with one hand. Now we're going to put the triplet on the bottom. If I get to, say, line 4, watch this. That bass drum is going on the triplet all the time. Now, really work on these, stay devoted, because it gets a little funky. For example, this one throws everyone. If I do, where is it? Nah, where the heck is it? Come on. All right. I did this page a long